All right. I like to start these meetings on time. Thank you, Sebastian, for joining. Um, this might be a quick one, which I've chaired this committee for since I joined the board in 2020, and I like to keep them on the agenda, even though it's the end of the school year and often we don't get a huge turnout from parents and students. But welcome to the Community Board 8 Manhattan Youth Education and Libraries Committee. My name is Taina Barrero. I co-chair this committee with my colleague Addison Lev, who can't join tonight. Um, we don't have any items on the agenda tonight to vote on. We won't be voting on any resolutions, and we don't have any guest speakers. But I like to keep the meetings on the agenda in case members of the community want to come and discuss any issues that are topical. On the top of our agenda is um, an issue that one community member approached a committee member about, which was that there were kindergarten waitlist issues within the district that have, it seemed like, have since been resolved. But in case there were other parents in the community that were facing such issues in district schools within community District 8, I wanted to put it on the agenda. But other than that, we have nothing to vote on. And I think I probably want to give us, Jonathan, if that's okay, probably till like 6:35, let folks sort of straggle in. But Sebastian, if you had anything you wanted to share, if you want to join the committee, we are excited to have as many new members as possible.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation. I am a new parent, and so when I saw the topic on the agenda, I was curious to see what was going on. My daughter's only 2 weeks old, so we're not yet at the kindergarten stage. But
Congratulations.
hope that by the time we get there are no waitlist issues, and happy to hear that they may have resolved already.
Yeah, so the concern we got from a local parent, and it was from a few, was that there were long wait lists for kindergarten at some of the Upper East Side schools for zone students, in particular at PS 267. Um, which my understanding was it was the only school with a zoned wait list. They were getting the children, the families that were zoned to PS 267 were getting offers to other schools. But it sounds like the issue has since been resolved. There were some long wait lists where families were still like number 38 on a wait list. And so we're getting quite concerned about whether their child would be able to go to a school that was walking distance. And so uh, again, it appears that they have since been resolved, those issues. So, but that was one particular issue that came up recently. And just to give you some context, Sebastian, we it depends on like sort of the time of year. So often like sometimes in the fall and winter months, we're hearing from parents that are having issues with the middle school admissions process or the high school admissions process. Um, And then often at the end of the year, we're hearing about parents that are having issues, and we try to sort of help them navigate and coordinate with DOE if there are issues with pre-K kindergarten admissions in some of the local schools. And then sort of throughout the year, we have folks that come and speak from the local libraries in the district. Every year I invite the superintendent of District 2 to come and speak. He's been great and gracious and always comes. I try to have him in the beginning of the school year. So in the fall, so parents can hear from him and ask any initial questions they have. But this time of year, I try not to. Again, it's the end of the school year for administrators. Today was the last day of school, DOE. But again, I try to keep it on the schedule just in case folks want to come and talk about any issues. Jonathan,
Great.
do we have members of the community that signed up that you haven't seen join?
Yeah, we do have members of the public who have signed up, but they have not joined.
Okay.
They may have signed up earlier in the day, but they have not joined as of, yeah, they have not joined it. There are people signing up. I just saw someone else, but just want to know, someone has signed up just now.
Okay, let's wait to see if someone joins. There's Ed Hartzog. That must be
Yeah,
him.
it's
Hi, Ed. Thanks for joining. We're waiting to see if members of the community, parents or families logged in, but no one has. So I might adjourn this relatively quickly, unless
Do
you have
you,
something to bring up.
do you still want me to give the rules of the road still, or
Uh, sure.
okay?
If you technically have to, I mean, I don't.
So
I mean,
you
if
just
we're
want
about
me
to
to say,
adjourn, we might be able to skip that.
Yeah, I think we can skip that.
okay,
Yeah. Hey,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, and then I would just say, Sebastian, I think I always say this, like I'm born and raised in New York, or graduate of New York City Public Schools. I don't have children, so I don't have children in the system. I always welcome. I've loved having Ed on the committee who has a son who's high school age. Our committee can only be as helpful as the issues that we're hearing from parents that are having issues sort of at every level. Ed, you missed it. Sebastian and his partner just had a baby. He has a 2 week old.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Um,
All right.
so all sorts of concerns from, birth to college, right? So sometimes our committee takes on issues about the cost of early childhood, lots of concerns about the fact that there's no, um, universal 3K pre-K in our district necessarily with guaranteed seats available. Some concerns about kindergarten wait lists, and like I said, middle school, high school admissions processes. You're a little far from that, but we always welcome any issues that have to do with the youth in our neighborhood. So.
Excellent.
But yeah, I do think we can adjourn, John. Can I get a motion?
Just us?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Well, like
moved.
I said,
this is my three-peat for the week. This is my third one this week. Yeah,
I'm
I'll
saying,
make,
Sebastian, unless yeah.
make a motion. I'll make a motion to adjourn. It's good to see everybody, though. I wish we were in person, although I will admit this is easier. But anyway, I make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
Thank you. And thanks, Jonathan, for showing up. And I think
Yeah.
let's post like I'll post a robust agenda for the fall. Like I was explaining to Sebastian, Ed, it's the end of the school year. This happens often. So
Oh, someone has just
Oh.
joined.
okay.
Sure.
Ooh. Welcome. Hi, Helena or Helena. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If you can unmute her, Jonathan.
Yes.
I'm co-chair of the Community Board Youth Education Committee, and we have another member of the public. We had actually just adjourned because we had no members of the public joining, but and I'm not sure what the technical protocol is, but I'd love to hear you introduce yourself. Please let us know if there are any issues that you wanted to talk about.
Do you hear me
I
correctly?
do.
Okay, my name is Elena Marcotuli. This is my first meeting, okay? I'm just want to get involved. I live actually in 102nd, but I applied to this board because I work in Madison Avenue and my children goes and Upper East Side is my day-to-day living. And I just get a citizenship in the United States. And just because this is one of our best rights, we can enjoy this in this country, I really want to get involved in the community board. And children and education is my passion. I'm from Caracas, Venezuela, and I have been in New York for 10 years.
Great. Thank you for joining us. Brian and Nancy, if either of you wants to come off mute.
Hi, this is Nancy Singh. I'm actually interested in many aspects of education, but the one I'm focusing on right now is AI literacy. I'm a member of the League of Women Voters, but I'm also on a Democracy Ready New York coalition that works on media literacy, and I'm interested in AI literacy.
Great, thanks. And then Ed, I see you're writing to me when you say like formally reconvene. Is that because we already adjourned? Can you unmute Ed?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Just we're formally sort of reconvening. Before we had members of the public join, we only had community members. And so we had adjourned the meeting, so we are technically reconvening. Thank you, Elena, for joining the meeting. And so like I said, we had a topic on the agenda, nothing formal we were voting on. I've chaired this committee since 2020 when I joined the board. This is often, it's a tough time of year. It's the end of the school. Today was the last day of school at DOE. Administrators are really busy. Parents, families, kids are really busy. and I think everyone's a little exhausted. So I like to keep the meeting on the agenda in case parents, families want to come and talk about any important issues. I had put the kindergarten waitlist issue on the agenda because it was an issue that was thankfully since resolved, but about a month and a half ago, we were hearing from members of the community who were concerned about long wait lists for kindergarten spots at PS 267, but it appears those issues have since been resolved. But anyway, since we reconvened, if anyone else has anything else they want to bring up, they would like us to put in the agenda or discuss in the next meeting in September when school is back in session, please feel free to let us know and we will unmute you.
Can I also just give the rules the roll just so
Yeah,
they
now
can.
you can.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, all. Welcome. This is your first time joining us virtually. Notice that you're all currently muted and will remain muted throughout the meeting, except for the co-chairs and any presenters who are presenting for the agenda. Following the presentations, as we move through the agenda, the co-chairs will call on members of the public wishing to speak. You can participate by going to the right icon on your device and pressing the raise hand button, but not the wave or thumbs up button, as those will disappear. Only press it once. If you press it a second time, your hammer will go back down. If you're currently calling on your phone, you'll have to get to press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute yourself. Be on the lookout for any prompt asking you to confirm unmuting once the co-chairs call on you. The chat is available for technical support only to help Zoom software problems, not to ask for questions from the co-chairs. They will not see the chat. If you are using an older version of Zoom, please go to the participants section where you will find the raise hand feature there. Please do not raise your actual hand or wave at the screen as we will not be able to see you. Chat for me to take technical support.
Thank you. Very helpful. Apologies, we're doing this a little out of order. So if anyone wants to be unmuted, has a question, a suggestion, anything to bring up, please do so now.
Wouldn't everybody speak at once?
All right, great. And then Helena, it sounds like you want to get more involved. I just wanted to mention that we have public members of each committee. If you're interested in being a public member of our committee, I would welcome you joining. You can send an email to the board. Jonathan, I don't know if I put my email in the chat?
I can link your email in the chat. Yeah.
You can,
Okay,
like,
If you're
thank
comfortable.
you.
please feel free to send me an email and we're happy to have you on as a
Okay.
member, which is a completely separate process from actually formally
Perfect.
applying to the
Got
board, but would welcome your perspective in particular since it sounds like you have children in the area and you work in the community. So
Thank you so much. I will keep in contact, okay? I will
Great.
send an email. Thank you.
thank you so much. All right, I think seeing no other sort of questions, I think now you can
Hey, you want to do it again?
Do it
Okay.
again,
All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
and I will second.
I hope folks that came will come to our next meeting. Sorry it was so fast. Just my 2 cents. Anyway.
Thanks so much, everyone. And there's my email in the chat. Thank you so much, Jonathan.